This is the Himalaya, which literally means abode of snow. It's the last frontier, the king of all mountains. Here, species have thrived and gone extinct, civilizations came and then destroyed. But the mountains, they have seen it all.
Lights out, it's a cold Sunday morning.
My name is Rohan, and the mountains, my home. I believe that before one takes a step outside into the paths unknown, one must truly understand where he belongs.
I feel like it's open.
This is my winter, a winter where I explore and film my own backyard through travel, adventure, music, practically anything that can slow time down for me. You can call this my quest for redemption, my path to inspiration, a test of spirituality, a way to become a young fool again. Because this is my way back home.
Lights out, it's a cold Sunday morning. I think it's snowing now. No more cellular phones.
Today I am in the village of Kalpa, and the original name for this village is actually Chini, and this is just about 10 kilometers away from Rekongpio, which is the district headquarters of Kinnaur. And this village is actually right opposite Sangla. Sangla, where we were earlier, is right behind these huge mountains that I see right in front of me. The Kinnar Kailash peak, which is right there.
I think the weather gods seem to be pretty happy with me, because whenever I asked for snow, I got snow. Kalpa is not just the largest, but also the most popular village in Kinnaur Valley. Being so close to the district headquarters, this village has every modern amenity that a man requires. In this place, you can just kick back and relax, luxury style. I'm on my way to meet Mr. Shyam Saran Negi, who is 97 years old and happens to be the first person to vote for independent India.
This house was built by Narayan Das. Chini is the gaon's name, and on July 7th, 1922. So all these olden houses, especially in Himachali, like everywhere, they always have, the ground floor is for the animals, and so this is a cow shed. They always have this small entry.
While I waited for Mr. Negi, I got a short tour of his house.
Like kitchen, bedroom, dining room, all in one.
All in one. And everything is out of mud, the walls. And I don't know if you can see this contraption over here. This is basically, in the olden days we didn't have light. So they used to burn basically pine wood, which is pretty thick, and it gets a nice flame on it. And yeah, this thing just hangs around and produces light for whatever they need it for.
ये इधर ठंड पड़ना था ना,
हाँ जी।
ये ठंड होने के सिलसिले में इधर पहले कर दिया।
अच्छा।
भारत में सबसे पहले यहाँ हुआ बोलते हैं। हाँ
हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
हाँ जी। वैसे अच्छा, तो अब देश आज़ाद होने के बाद बहुत कुछ तरक्की हो गई।
हाँ जी।
तेजिस तो बहुत आ गया जी।
हाँ जी। तो वो अच्छा है कि बुरा है, वही मैं पूछ रहा हूँ आपसे, आपके नज़रिए से।
हाँ, कुछ पहले हमारे बड़े एकता से रहने का सिलसिला था।
हाँ जी।
आजकल कुछ छन भिन हो रहा है एकता में।
बिल्कुल।
हाँ, ये सबसे हमको खराब लग रहा है।
अभी आपको जो ऐसे पुराने घर है ये अच्छे लगते हैं कि जो नए घर बन रहे हैं वो ज़्यादा अच्छे लगते हैं?
ये जो ऐसे बिल्डिंग तो इसमें तो रह नहीं सकते ये ठंडे में, तो हमारे लिए तो गर्म यही है जी, लकड़ी का। हाँ जी। जिसके पास अकल नहीं वो क्या करेगा वो उन पैसों को। तो बोलते तो है जिसके पास माया उसको अकल आ जाती है ना।
हाँ जी।
तो मिलने पर कुछ अकल तो अकल में डेवलप तो हो गई होगा कि इन पैसों को कहाँ डालूं।
I continued my conversation with Mr. Sharan for a bit longer. He had many stories to tell. There is so much to be learned from someone like him. After all, he's been around for almost a century. When I look at the mountains around Himachal, my first thought is, man, it would be so much fun to ski down that line. Unfortunately, snow sports isn't as popular out here as compared to the other parts of the world. But then there are people like Mr. Vijay Negi who are trying their best to change that.
अभी स्टार्ट ही हो रहा है, अभी काफ़ी इंटरेस्ट ले रहे हैं लोग किन्नौर में। तो होपफुली नेक्स्ट ईयर बहुत अच्छा होगा ये कमिंग विंटर में। फ्यूचर काफ़ी है यहाँ पे, स्की का नेचुरल है, तो लड़के भी काफ़ी अच्छे कर सकते हैं यहाँ के लड़के जो हैं लोकल्स।
Today is the end of a 10-day ski course that has been organized by an organization from Kinnaur, and they're trying to promote ski tourism in Kinnaur because there are a lot of slopes over here which have a lot of potential. In fact, all around Himachal Pradesh. Right now, because there are a lot of beginners, they've just been through a course of 10 days, so they're beating up the snow and then they're going to ski down and just basically demonstrate to the administration and to a lot of other people what they've learned and how much potential this sport has in this region, you know.
To be quite honest, the best childhood memories I have are from my days spent skiing. It's not as hard as it looks. Almost anybody can learn how to ski within a week. So the next time you're in the mountains, you might just want to enroll yourself in one of these courses being held by both government and private organizations. Trust me, it is worth it.
Lights out, it's a cold Sunday morning.
It's another beautiful morning in the village of Kalpa. And the one thing I've noticed during my time spent in Kinnaur is that the Kinnauris love to party. It feels as if the festivities never end. Not that I'm complaining, but look at this. We celebrated Phaguli in Kamru village, then we played Holi for another 3 days, which ended with the Phag Mela, and today is the first day of another 5-day festival called Raulane. All of this, and I've been in Kinnaur for just about a week.
तैयार कर रहे हैं हम लोग ना, इनको अपना रौलाने बना रहे हैं।
रौलाने बना रहे हैं?
हाँ जी।
रौलाने का मतलब क्या होता है?
इनको जो हमारे शादी में जो लेडीज़ों का पूरा ये जो पहना हुआ है ना, इनको पहना के आज का जो 5 दिन का ये जो हमारा फाग मेला के बाद फंक्शन है ना, इसमें नाचने वाले को ये जो लड़का को ये कपड़े पहनाते लड़की बनाते इसको रौलाने बोलते हैं। हाँ जी।
मैं तो पहली बार
अच्छा, आपको चूज किया, जबरदस्ती किया, खुद वॉलंटरी आपने?
जबरदस्ती तो क्या करना ना, मतलब जबरदस्ती किया, सबने रिक्वेस्ट, अपना इंटरेस्ट होना भी बहुत जरूरी है। हमारा जो पता नहीं कितने जन्मों से जो ऊपर देवी देवता है, दिखता नहीं है वो ना, उनको एंजॉय के लिए दिखाते हैं, तो इनका मुंह नहीं दिखना चाहिए। फिर बिल्कुल मतलब अगर इनको मुंह दिखते कुछ तो फिर इनके लिए भी ठीक नहीं होता है। हम लेडीज़ों को पहले से वो नहीं कर सकते। उस ज़माने में अब किस ज़माने का है, पता नहीं कितने साल का है, ऐसे परंपरा चल पड़ा हुआ है। ये पता नहीं कितने, कम से कम 30-35 किलो की लगभग हो जाएगा पूरा। बेचारे का बुरा हाल हो जाएगा पसीना से, चक के पैदल जाना, पैदल आना, डांस करना।
While the women finished dressing up the bride, the groom was already in his finest. A few final touches and it was time to go towards the temple.
Basically, the whole village is divided into different sarings. That means different areas. So from each saring, there's a bride and groom that have come. And yeah, basically there's a lot of internal war of about, who's got the most jewelry on, who's looking better, who can dance better. But everything is in good spirits. So, yeah.
It was time to dance for the hidden mountain fairies. The brides and the grooms, who were covered from head to toe, were grooving to a beat that was pretty psychedelic. It was a little weird to see these masked couples dance about, and then to top it off, these funny-looking guys arrived. I later found out that it is tradition for these furry-faced men to come and cause trouble with the sole intention to entertain the crowd. When you're wearing almost 30 kilos of silver and gold and dancing around, frequent costume checks are required to make sure that everything is in place. It is amazing to see that these customs and traditions are still alive even today when the people are well educated and globally exposed. Even though they lead modern lives, their ancient tribal roots come to life when they celebrate. The festival was going to continue over the next few days, but I had to move on to my next destination.
We are on our way to this village called Ropa, and in Ropa there is a monastery which is one of the oldest monasteries in Kinnaur. On the way, the roads, as you know, in Kinnaur are just pretty hectic.
What really takes me aback is how fast the terrain has completely changed from nice pine forests in Kalpa and Rekongpio, and just about 20 kilometers ahead it's just desert.
So this is Ropa village. This village is basically the end of this valley. There are no more villages ahead. We've been waiting for the Chomo to come and open this compa up, but unfortunately she's busy with some other work. She's gone to some other house to basically pray. So this is not going to open.
While traveling, not everything goes according to plan. More often than not, one tends to find these little gaps where you do absolutely nothing and just while away time. But I guess it is these gaps and this constant curiosity to find and experience something new that makes ordinary things seem incredible. So here I was with nothing much to do except wander around the village. It was quite deserted. I guess most of the people were out in the fields. I was almost about to leave when a group of girls saw us and were nice enough to invite us to their house.
We were just walking around in the village and they came looking at us, curious about what we were doing, and we were curious about what they were doing. And they said, "Come to our house. Our parents aren't home. Come for a cup of tea." So here we are.
And that was Ropa for me.
Lights out, it's a cold Sunday morning.
My next destination is the quaint little village of Nako in Upper Kinnaur. From here on, I am literally driving on top of the mountains. Even though spring is just around the corner, the landscape is now completely arid and almost devoid of life. Driving around at this elevation is an experience on its own. It almost feels like you're on a different planet.
We just landed about 10 minutes ago and there's some nice activity happening in the village and they've asked us to come inside and have a cup of tea with them.
The women were preparing some food for a group of monks who once every year get together and spend 3 days reading religious Buddhist texts. There is a drastic change not just in the landscape and climate, but also in architecture, people's faces, and religious orientation, which is more Buddhist as compared to Lower Kinnaur. One of the reasons that make Nako a popular destination for travelers is the old monastery, which is said to have been built by Rinchen Zangpo, the great translator, in around the 11th century. The artwork inside is exquisite. Every inch of the walls is covered in intricate drawings from the Buddha's life. But unfortunately, you can't take your cameras in. This is a precautionary measure to save the ancient artwork. So if you're planning to visit Nako during the winter, in all probability, you might not find a place to stay. I have to thank my stars for meeting Mrs. Zangmo, who was kind enough to take me in for the night, and also for giving me a lesson on how to make momos.
So it's night time and everybody's in their homes, cozy, and we are making momos. I'm just trying to make momo.
ऐसे दबाओ ना ऐसे करके
हाँ, दबा के।
हाँ
So the momos are ready.
और मुझे ये पास की फेल मोमो बनाने में
हाँ आप पास हो गए फेल हो गया
There's always next time.
That night was probably one of the coldest nights that I had experienced. But it didn't matter because I was too excited to explore Nako the next day.
So one of the most interesting things about Nako village and also other villages, I'm sure, is the toilet system. Basically, it's just a floor which is made out of mud, and then you have this little thing and there's a hole inside, and actually below there is another room where all the human waste goes down and it's mixed with waste from animals, and once you're done with your business, there's a jar full of horse waste and cow waste, and it's mixed with a little bit of mud, and you just pour it in, and that just piles on, keeps piling on, and makes a nice fertilizer for the fields. And that's how you get your organic food, which tastes brilliant.
When you're living in such remote areas, one has to give up on a few comforts of modern life. But that doesn't seem so bad when you have this at your doorstep.
This is Nako Lake. This is one reason why everyone traveling on the Kinnaur Spiti Road stops in Nako, stays over a night just to check out this lake. And at this time of the year, it is frozen. And this stays frozen for almost about 4-5 months of the year. Pretty amazing. And you have the village to one side, you got open skies, white mountains. I mean, what else can you ask for? This is paradise on earth. and just the way the mud houses and you know, and the monasteries, and how people believe in Buddhism over here, and how it's completely changed from Sangla and Lower Kinnaur, and Upper Kinnaur is so much more Buddhist oriented. It's a very nice change, and Kinnaur basically has many faces to it, and there's a lot to see over here.
When the birds begin to fly where the wind that blows, it will snow, so I've been told. When the clouds descend upon us and the valleys are low, it will snow, so I've been told. Oh, so wait for me, 'cause I can't wait to feel your cold company. You make me feel like me. Oh, so wait for me, 'cause I can't wait to feel your cold company. You make me feel like me. Now that I realize that you're far too bold, you're not that cold for me to hold. I have come a long, long way up a winding road to sell my soul to you alone.